Welcome back to the channel, everybody. In this video, we are going to start setting some of those glue lambs. That's that giant pile of Roseboro X-beams. I'm going to link to a video, by the way, if you'd like to know more about glue lambs and how they're made, and specifically the Roseboro X-beam, and how we go about installing them. Why they're so big in this case, I will give you a hint. We got rid of the column right where those sawhorses are at. The 4 times that we built this house, 3 times, 3 of the 4 times, we had a column there. I asked the engineer to get rid of it. Anyway, we're going to link back to a little bit of what we did at the foundation, show you how to rig these things, get them set, how to cut them efficiently. Hey, here's some ASMR, by the way. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching the video. Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and then send it to everybody that you know. Okay, so YouTube is offering something new. It's like an affiliate shopping thing. So what you're gonna see is I'm gonna tag products that we use. You can click on those, you can buy them. It's all gonna take you to Acme, most likely. And that's where I have the whole list of my tools. Because it's an affiliate thing, if you buy, I get a small percentage of that. That's how I support the channel. Of course, feel no obligation to do that, but I did want to explain that if you click the little shopping thing or the products as they pop up, that's how that all works. So let's get back to the video. Incidentally, that is a 5.5 by 16.5 glue lamb. It's going to run front to back. The one over there, and well, now it's behind the camera. That's the one that's going to run perpendicular. Think of it as following the lines on the floor there. Oh, hey, it's been a while since I've referenced the top 10 rules of awesome framing and doing other things in life awesome too. Rule number 9, always clean up after yourself as you go. Okay, this is a Roseboro X-beam glue lamb. Like all X-beams, it's appearance grade, so nice and sanded. 5.5 by 16.5, 25 foot long. How much does this thing weigh? I have the shipping paperwork. You know, because the shipper, the trucking company needs to know how much it weighs. 5.5 by 16.5 by 25 foot long, 24F architectural. By the way, this is from Roseboro. 553 pounds. It's too heavy for me to flip, especially up on sawhorses that are at waist height. Let me demonstrate. And just saying, I'm not weak at 46. I mean, double plates for reps? Come on. Although that dude on the left is huge. Oh man, that's pretty funny. My wife was super embarrassed recording this. I needed B-roll when I did the AG1 ad back in December, which by the way, I'm still using and I pay for, so. Listen to the sound of my back. Gosh, that hurts. This is the Beam Wrench 3.0. What makes it better than 2.0? I'm very glad you asked. Made out of Advantech X Factor. 2.0 had an angled handle, 1.0 was straight. Guys over at Caledon Timber Frames were like, angle the handle, don't be such an idiot. They didn't say it like that because they're Canadians. Anyway, this is in Imperial and Metric. Metric is, of course, just the little insecure brother to Imperial. By the way, go follow Pioneer Builders Inc. Imperial's been around longer, just saying. Gosh, that hurts. Instead, let's use mechanical advantage to our advantage. Look at how much easier this is. Like nothing. Those are great sawhorses, by the way. By angling it down, we can grab lower, and then I don't have to reach this direction. If you want, I can make you one out of scrap Advantech and send it to you. It only costs $5, but it's $500 shipping and handling. So, incidentally, those are the Jackass sawhorses. I've got a video on those. Those are the newest set, and I always round the edges over. This is why it's just easier to slide the beam. Okay, here's a pro tip for you. Always order your beams 1 foot longer. You can order them in 1 foot increments. If it has to be a really clean cut, I'm probably going to use a beam saw. Some of you are probably thinking, only hacks use chainsaws, to which I would respond, Don't hate the player, hate the game. No, I was taught by a guy who just absolutely loved his Husqvarna, used it for everything he could on the job site, and taught me to do the same. That was gas powered, obviously. Battery power has come so far that it's just so easy. This is gonna hide up in the attic. It doesn't have to be perfectly clean. If you do want it to be a little cleaner, by the way, then knife your cuts and it won't splinter off the end. Clean enough. And now let me put on an engineering/hand nailing clinic. Our engineer specified this particular hanger so that we could get rid of the column in the garage. 171 1/4 outside to outside. 171 1/4. It is much easier to install our high capacity beam hanger now, like this, and then the beam will rotate up and go behind me into that beam pocket. Unfortunately, I have to use the HHUS 5.5/10 with like a billion of the true common nail. That's what the catalog shows. I really tried to get this hanger to work with SDS screws. However, the engineer, when he looked at it, he's like, nope, we need all the capacity of this hanger. This is just a little bit less. So in case you're wondering, why am I hand nailing? Because I have an expensive hammer and you got to use it for something. Right? But in all seriousness, I'd much rather go screws. I'm going to do a video on the screws a little bit later. Have you ever wondered, why does Strong Tie give us an option for screws if everybody knows that screws are too brittle? Things that make you go, Things that make you go, Now, as I mentioned, this is the HHUS high capacity hanger, which means I have to use the nail that is specified in the catalog. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Strong Tie nail. This is a true 16. It's a 3.5 inch by 0.162 inch nail. It's just a lot of hand driving. So here's the trick with these is I'm going to line up one side with the line and the bottom corner, put a couple nails in, and then I'm going to pull this side. So when you first watch me do this, it might seem a little cattywampus. I have a request to the Strong Tie engineers. Could we put that line of holes maybe just a little tighter to that inside corner? And that way it's even harder for us. And that's because we want the bottoms of our beams to be flush. The tops, by the way, are going to hide in the attic. And I have learned one thing in my life. The more nails you put in something, the more likely it is to be wrong. So start with the bare minimum. That is not the sound of remodeling you hear in the background, and these are not the droids you're looking for. Star Trek reference. I mean, for realsies, could that be any closer? It's a true test, though, of our hammering skills. Our hammer skills. Just watch. I'm going to resurrect a few of these that I shouldn't have been able to make it work, but I got it to work. Come on. It's just hard to get the edge of your hammer in. This side's way easier. I don't know, because I'm right-handed. Maybe I should learn to swing left-handed. And then that left-hand side would have been easier. Well, my left, your right. Sure wish I was doing this off a ladder. Incidentally, a major advantage of these lighter weight hammers, so that's a titanium handled hammer with a steel head. That's the Martinez polished titanium. That's my midlife crisis purchase. But notice how I can swing with my wrist, and that you get more acceleration out of the head that way, and you don't have to really crank hard with your shoulder. So watch here in a second, you can see that it's really the acceleration of the head. So think of it like casting if you're fly fishing. I'm not a fly fisherman, but I saw that one movie with Brad Pitt many years ago. but just watch, my shoulder's not doing as much of the work as my elbow and then the wrist snap. Incidentally, name that movie. Tom Skerritt was the dad. And for bonus points, which 1985 movie, directed by Tony Scott, was Tom Skerritt also in? Give you a hint, Ghost Rider. Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full. I mean, my arm is tired. My arm is tired. In order for us to clear span and get rid of the columns, it required not only larger beams, but if you have larger beams, that means greater loads. That means that we need expanded footings. Notice the jog in the front of the garage, kind of roughly center, right there. That's an expanded footing right in that corner. And then in the back, notice the expanded footing. And we actually ended up just digging that out and pouring that all in with the slab. So there is a ton. Think of like a cowboy boot versus a stiletto heel. It's the same principle. So what we'll do, Brandon, once we get it up, I have a mark. We're gonna go flush to the outside of the framing, and then you'll see it's X that way on the mark. And I'll be on this end.
That's the center. Maybe take a little this way. So.
It's this guy.
Oh, that's this guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can stand there once we get it. I'm just kind of pre-staging. But center of the building is
here.
Probably about here.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe if I pick it just a little bit up, off. I don't know. All I gotta do is swing back. Huh?
Yeah.
I think I got it. I got it.
Incidentally, that was a special edition sun hoodie by Truework, and I got all of us versions of it. So we were a little embarrassed at first to wear it, but man, I love those shirts. Once you start going up, I was like, holy cow, that's way up there. And I think if you just tilt all the way up. That truss jib by Cornerstone Industries we bought in, I think, end of 2020 actually, along with the swing carriage. Man, what a great purchase. And then if you hold that, once I have him starting to go up. A note on rigging, Ben Morton out of Maine, outstanding framer, he recommended this 15-foot adjustable chain sling. I'll put a link in the description below. Because I always do these backwards. You gotta go that way. Every time I do it wrong. Okay. And the nylon lifting straps. And we had to get them bigger because we have a lot of these big glue lamps, but then we just put it in a basket. We have the locking hooks, and then of course the adjustable leg sling. Okay, we'll just kind of regroup. So we're gonna swing your way. I think he can do most of this with it down low. You want to try to back up that way just a little? Step up and get it. I think if you keep backing up, yeah. I'm just gonna watch that hook. Question, if you try to hold yourself exactly where you need to go, do we need to go toward the back?
You can go, yeah, towards the back.
How far? 3 inches. 3 inches? How's that?
Close now, we can come straight down.
quarter this way.
A quarter?
Yeah. Pretty good right there.
Okay, so right here is center. So I'm gonna go 3 feet each way. If the pick points are a little bit closer together, it's easier to kind of move the beam up and down.
Makes sense, I guess.
You guess?
I guess.
You guess?
Yeah, it does. Kind of like a little hinge point for it.
Basically, yeah. It's like you're closer to that center pivot point. If they were out really wide, you're fighting the rigging.
Yeah.
You got cocky. And then go, I had a mark right there. Yeah, it'll just keep it a little more level. And I like to, because we've had this thing swing and then send the sawhorses flying. I try not to go up too far. All right, so he's pretty close. There. And then you just guide it in. Okay. So we need to go. All right. Now, if he just goes ahead and I think boom down.
Boom down?
Boom down, yep. Nope, too. Okay, stop. Now have him lean back toward me. All right. Have him keep going. All right. We're in the hangar. It just has to come my way. Last time I built this house, it was reversed, so I keep thinking the beam's on the wrong side. Now that the beam is resting nice and snug in the pocket and nice and tight in the other one, and because these long nails are being toe nailed, it's called double shear in the hanger. That actually means fewer fasteners total because you actually get some shear strength out of those toenails.